Okay, guys, this is Dale. I just wanted to walk you through a couple of things from some websites that are making money. Um, just to give you some example and scope of the entrepreneurship idea, let me just pick on let's pick on this one first. It's a website called Get Rich Slowly. Some of you may be familiar with this. Common sense financial advice. It's really past that now, but this is a guy, Roth, started this website, started just writing common sense financial advice. This is nothing like a Dave Ramsey in terms of sophistication, in terms of teaching. It's just, I mean, you look in here like tips for the introverted negotiator. It's just kind of common sense, everyday advice on shopping, on couponing, anything having to do with save a buck and try to get more out of your money. This website was brokered for a sale not too long ago, and it sold for, as I remember, the value was $15 million. So understand, this is a guy who's sitting there writing blogs and growing it over a period of time, and essentially just all blogs. There's really no expenses. What you're looking at here is the entire product. And if you know anything about blogging, it costs almost nothing to run this. It's a website. Even if you have your own server, you're talking about at maximum of $1,000 a month, probably. And he has 250,000 people who read it. If you look up here, readers, if we look on FeedBurner, and if I wanted to read this, I can get this coming to me, and I can choose a reader and have it coming to me in email. And the key is yeah, he has over 100,000 people, or at the time it was about 250,000 people who were attached to him, and every time he sent out an email, they got it. So that's why it sold for so much. It's the audience, it's the platform. One of the big things any online business is looking at is your money is made from your list. His list was 250,000. So on a website, you want to focus on things like that, developing a list. Let's just pick on another one here. Lawn care. I told you about Patrick Cash, the guy the guy from Gadsden that did the tree post, the cat tree post, made money off of it by just having some plans and putting them on the internet. As you know, that he got involved in the lawn care services and started teaching people how to do lawn care and put out some PDF documents on how to start your own lawn care business. Started selling videos. And then he developed the software, Lawn Care Pro, which he has some screenshots. If you go to Lawn Pro software, screenshots on it, you can look at it. It does invoicing things. Basically everything you need to run a lawn care business. Take appointments, bill customers, things. He's got these testimonials, and here's how he's comparing his product, the different versions, and you can see how his pricing rate is. So he's got a $62 a month option. To buy it, so you can download this product and be using it immediately. And this guy's making, and again, he used to work for Bell South, and is making clearly, multiples of his Bell South salary, even on the side before he quit Bell South or AT&T at the time. By the way, this software, Patrick is not a software developer. He kind of put together the pieces and went to things like elance.com and coder.com and various web sources, and would get people to code pieces of this code overnight. So he would get maybe the invoice package done overnight, and so he'd probably I don't know his value, but I'm thinking he's got maybe $1,000 to $5,000 invested in the development of this software and integration. He may have more than that now as he's added parts to it. But so, here's a guy who's just on the web. If you search on lawn care software, you'll notice his shows up almost first on the Google search. He's doing nothing extraordinary fancy, but got some software, selling it, and clearly making, as I tell people, he's in the top 100 earners, or the top 1%. Let's look at another website. This is Hister Sisters. This site was developed, a woman at Texas, she's a wife of a Baptist pastor, and she was dealing with a hysterectomy and just trying to get some information that the medical community doesn't necessarily have. They don't tell you everything, and she was researching it herself and started offering advice and did a website to offer information about hysterectomies. I mean, think about how narrow this topic is. Very narrow. Last I heard, and there's a company in town that was trying to do the sale of this product, and they valued this product at probably near $35 million, the sale of the site. Now, I don't know if they've sold it yet or not, but that's what they were thinking the value would be. So, you know, again, here's a woman who just has something that she's passionate about, or she became passionate about, and started developing things. And you can just look at here. Here's her stats. There's 3.7 million. You may not be able to see this, but if you look at the site, there's 3.7 million posts on this. There's 1,300 people on the site right now. There's 277,000 members to the site. So, wow, you can think that's clearly a money maker. So let's look at another site. This is the Ask Dr. Callahan site. This is one of our sets of products that we're doing. You know, I've told you guys about being in the homeschool business, and we got into this. And this site, I'm not sure if this is true of any of the other sites, but I'll show you one in a minute. This site is a BigCommerce site, which you'll look at the other video, and it shows you how to set up a BigCommerce site. There's nothing fancy here, by the way. Our logo was developed by somebody else. Most of this is the template that comes with it, the products. You know, so there's a lot of information on here in terms of how to get us into the search engine for the key terms. We come up top on the key terms. If you look up homeschool college prep, if you look up homeschool and geometry and homeschool math and homeschool, you know, we show up somewhere, but the college prep is kind of the key thing that we focused on as our search term. So you search on homeschool college prep, you should find this, you know, relatively quickly. So what we're doing, and as you can just look at, you know, products here, and I'm just showing you this so you can kind of see. All right, let's just look it up. Grab a product here. This site was set up, by the way, with no coding by our team. So just showing you what's available. You can click on the cart, add to cart, boom, proceed to checkout, or use with PayPal, and boom, we're in a checkout engine. And this will calculate my shipping cost and validate addresses and take Visa cards and everything for me. By the way, no coding. And you look, it's redirected. Notice on up top there's an HTTPS. We're redirected. This is our store, the internal side of our store that's a secure website. We can do this. We'll show you how to do this in a later video. So this product, we make a lot of money off of this site. This product, you know, we're shipping product right now. Something we're probably trying to get out of the business of shipping product, but that's where our market is right now. And by the way, this was a business started on accident. You know, we didn't want to be in this business, but we are. Steve Pavlina, I always pronounce his name wrong. Here's a crazy website. By the way, if you want to get some wacko nut job psychology, that's kind of where Steve lives. You'll see some wacko stuff. So I don't endorse anything he says necessarily, but he's a software developer and had a blog on how to write video games, I believe, and one day blogged on success. And by the way, this is a WordPress site. I think it's a WordPress template. Looked at, you know, how to write he wrote a blog on success. Noticed a whole lot of people read that, so he kind of transformed himself into a personal development for smart people. You notice there's no ads on there. This is just advice. He used to have ads. He's actually got a donation, believe it or not. He gets a significant amount of donations. But products, let's look at products. By the way, none of these products, at least I don't think any of them, are his products. But these are products that people send to him and say, "Hey, Steve, will you review my product on your website?" And what he does is says, "Well, sure. You know, if he likes it, he'll review it. He reviews it fairly honestly, and he takes a cut. So he may get a 50% cut on this. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I know that on one of the products on this site, he makes $40,000 per month on just the sell from one product. So and again, why is that? it's because over time he's developed an audience to this website. People who read him, people who follow him. So again, this is not the smartest guy in the world. He's not a dumb guy, but he's just over time developed a following, and you can see how many Facebook followers and things he's got here. Let's pick on one more. And by the way, some of these I did not do in class. So if you're looking at everybody else, you're seeing stuff that they didn't see. This guy is he wrote the book Crush It, as you see over here. And by the way, this is a WordPress site. I do know that for sure. And this site, I pick on this one because this one is huge. It's massive as compared to the other ones in terms of revenue. So what we're looking at here is Wine Library TV. Notice this guy, Gary's got website. Gary owned a liquor store. His family owned a liquor store, and by using Twitter and social media tools, he took his store from, I think, $4 million a year revenue, which is what they had, to something like in the $50 million, overnight, and mostly through using Twitter. And that's what this book Crush It is about. It's not so much about wine, but it's about how to use social media to really grow your business. And this guy, I encourage you, especially if you're into wine, go check him out, because he reminds me of Joe Pesci talking about fine wine. Kind of an odd combination. He's quite entertaining. But again, all he was doing videos. We talk about wines and do stuff, not really selling anything, but just developing a massive following. And now his expertise is selling things on how to develop a social media expertise. You see, this site hadn't been updated since March of 2011, so this is not even the big thing anymore. He updates it every now and then. Of course, there's past episodes, TV shows he's been on. He's been on all kinds of crazy TV shows. So anyway, just to give you, and again, the whole point we're trying to do here is give you a scope of what can be done. Some of your ideas are probably better than some of these ideas, and these people are just taking it, throwing it out there, using the medium. Some of these things are less complex than your ideas, by the way, but I just want to give you the scope of what can be done if you so choose to do it. And by the way, at almost no cost.